Hi, my name is Jessica Green, and my research topic is the impact of technology on developing children. Some of my best childhood memories come from playing outside with my friends at recess or after school. Playing volleyball, drawing with chalk, and creating outside adventures using only our imaginations were everyday activities during grade school for me and my friends. My parents never gave me much of an option anyway. After school, I was always expected to go outside and play after finishing homework. I would beg my parents to let me watch TV, to which they would reply with, "That TV screen is going to make your brain turn into goo." That always seemed like enough of a threat to me, so I would take their word for it and watch TV in moderation. I grew up and turned out just fine, at least I think I did, knowing that I spent the most critical years of my cognitive development painting with watercolors and exploring what my imagination had to offer. It wasn't until 2007 when Apple released the first smartphone, followed by the tablet and other similar products. When handheld technology devices became essential to everyday life, we discovered that 4 years later, in 2011, 38% of children 8 and younger had used a smartphone or tablet before. Then in 2013, that statistic increased to 72% of young children that use technology on a regular basis. 2 years later, in 2015, according to a thesis paper by Amy Tran, a sample of 350 American children under the age of 4 were surveyed, and the results showed that almost all of them use mobile technology, with the majority of those children starting before the age of 1. Furthermore, 3/4 of these children owned their own mobile device. This blew my mind because I don't know about you, but I don't remember being allowed to have a smartphone until I was in high school. If my parents used to think that watching TV is bad for children, why do parents and caregivers now provide smartphones for their kindergartners? Now children play on their phones instead of playing outside. They've abandoned crayons and markers and instead pick up a stylus for their tablet. This portrays how current developing children are being faced with a new dilemma that past generations didn't have to face before: technology. And the scariest part is that smart technology is a new development in history, meaning that researchers haven't been able to study the long-term effects of it. That is why this semester I decided to research how handheld technology exposure during the early and middle childhood years can hinder cognitive and social development. Tablets and smartphones may seem beneficial and educational for children at the surface. However, I found recent research that suggests that there is a relationship between increased screen time and greater risk of physical health complications, mental health concerns, and negative outcomes on cognitive, language, social, and emotional development. Technology, when used correctly, could possibly have a positive effect on a child's development. According to Anastasia Maloney, studies show that regular interfaces with technology can lead to improved hand-eye coordination, multitasking, and reaction time. Parents and caregivers just need to understand the ways technology impacts children, properly be able to control screen time, and to encourage the right use of technology. There are about 80,000 educational apps that are available for smartphones and tablets. Parents and caregivers are highly encouraged to choose these educational programs for their children instead of letting them play Candy Crush or Angry Birds all day. While involving your children with such apps is a wonderful idea at the surface, a research paper by Kabali states that the majority of high-quality programs offered on mobile technologies are not supported by empirical evidence. It is recommended that parents evaluate these apps before letting their children interact with them. With that being said, what will happen if this generation of developing children partake in excessive screen time with little to no supervision? This is a scenario that teachers, psychiatrists, and pediatricians fear, while it happens all too often. A research study led by Dr. Roseanne Mena analyzed the impact of technology in developing children by using a controlled group of 2 to 5-year-olds and their caregivers. The analysis revealed that mobile technology use by both caregivers and children negatively impacted young children's self-regulation and aggressive behavior. Greater use of mobile technology was found to displace daily activities and social interactions, leading to greater dysregulation and aggression. This study also proved that many children are now prioritizing technology over other important activities such as exercise and reading. No surprise there. Many would agree that children learn critical thinking skills through reading and writing, not typing in 140 characters or less to post to social media. If children are allowed screen time, there should also be time set aside to read at least 30 minutes per day. Attention span and development of imagination are greatly hindered by excessive technology use as well. With the various forms of technology available, children are often more distracted and less likely to focus on social interaction or physical activity when it is present. Also, when there is a great deal of visual stimuli and a lack of storytelling, imaginative thoughts aren't expanded, and everything comes easier to them at the click of a button, with little engagement of problem-solving skills. As advances in technology lead to increasing levels of connectedness, we must consider the effects that social media and the internet can have on children's mental outlook, as well as their privacy and safety. Children and adolescents in social media settings are at risk for cyberbullying, which can have lasting effects on a child's social and emotional development, as well as their self-esteem. Social media outlets are starting to be substituted for real-world interactions, therefore not allowing children to receive the face-to-face socialization they need. Parents, caregivers, teachers, and therapists need to be aware of the potential issues that will affect children's mental and physical state years down the road. While many argue the benefits of advanced technology in today's world, they can't shy away from the fact that children must acquire necessary motor, cognitive, and sensory development. This can be achieved with healthy amounts of screen time, plenty of imaginary play, and time set aside for the whole family to hang up and hang out. Thank you.